pressure. Yeah. They should. You can't say that on my YouTube channel.
Randy, whose work we dearly love.
Everybody has their job.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And if you're new here, welcome to The Grand Lady. This is the story of our renovation of a 19th century Victorian in Syracuse, New York. In this episode, regrading of the edges around the house finally gets done so we can help keep the water from getting into the basement. Jim repairs some work that was done by the previous carpenter that was wrong and a little bit scary. And Randy gives us an update on all the work he's been doing to get us ready for the electrician and the rest of the plumbing. So let's get started. So this is a pocket door.
This is a pocket door.
Oh, I see the little numbers up here.
And 32 is where it's cut.
It's
Because
pretty.
we're going to put a 32-inch door, and so you need 65 inches
Okay.
overall width. There's a bumper that goes on here, so when the door hits, it stops.
When I asked for a pocket door, I thought it was going to be a whole big thing, but turns out it's really pretty easy. It just comes in a kit. You can get it at a big box store.
And then all the trim and everything hides it all, which is nice. These are pretty cool. These are your walls,
So they're made of aluminum or?
metal with wood.
So it comes like this.
Yes.
Keen.
The ends are perforated so that when I put the trim on to stabilize it, you use a trim screw and you put a few in where these holes are, so it keeps it
Nice. So it goes into the wood and not through the
Yes.
metal. That's a very clever kit.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, I've done a few of these so that I know all the nuances.
yeah. And then you just,
Hence the laser.
yeah. Hence the laser.
This piece of floor in, I was able to get the tongue of the old wood into the groove of the new wood
Oh, wow.
to make it nice and tight.
It does feel tight.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
So you can put any door you want as
And
long
you
as
can
you
hang any door in here. I think they recommend no wider than 1 7/8 inches or something like that. We can check
Okay.
the paperwork.
And how tall do we need?
Oh, I believe it's 6 foot 8. 6 foot 8 is a good number. And we can go up from there. And over the weekend, I was able to get the shower floor lowered in the steam shower.
I didn't know we were lowering this one.
Have to.
Well, you have to for all the...
For the sloped shower pans. We're gonna have 2 linear drains. I didn't drill the other one out yet.
Are the two drains going to be joined together into one?
Below the floor.
Okay. There's a big hole in the floor over there.
Yep, it's not finished.
Oh, okay. No pressure.
No
I
pressure.
just wondered if it was for something special.
I'm really trying to get things done for the electrical end of it.
Right. Right.
The plumbing end, we see where we have to work on things, and these little structural things have to happen. But the electrical is where I'm focused, just trying to get all the walls in the condition they can then wires through
Right.
and install that. I missed the electrician last night. We miscommunicated. I left and he showed up.
Oh, no.
So-
Is he going to come back?
Yes.
Well, that looks great. So it's going to slant that way.
That way, should let you take a picture of the side of it,
Yeah.
the profile. It'll show you the shape of the pan. The pan is 1 inch and 13/16 or 1 3/4 inches on this end, and it tapers down to 3/4 of an inch. And the very last 4 or 5 inches are flat.
Okay.
That's where you place the drain, in the flat spot.
Are they?
Randy is feisty today.
I just like the look of them so much.
Yeah, I do too. It's clean and yeah. I do too. I'm excited.
So I think Marissa said they're going to put my shower in their flat.
They should. It's
So
beautiful.
it's the glass place.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe this one will make it too. Who knows?
The house is going to be in a book.
The Grand Lady book. Well, let's look at that shower pan.
This is one of the ones for upstairs. Yeah, 1 13/16, and the tapers down to, I'm pretty sure it's 3/4 of an inch. So we're putting 2 of these upstairs,
Okay.
and then we'll have 2 small drains,
Okay.
which are going to look a lot better instead of putting like a 7-foot drain in there, which
Right.
is too heavy.
And then we can take those
They
out.
come out, so, and there's a screen in the bottom that you can clean
Oh,
if
nice.
you want to, or you leave it out and just let everything go straight
Spruce down. Are the pipes big enough for that?
Oh yeah, they're 2-inch. You'll be
Oh, all right. No worries
But
then.
again, not using a stainless steel grate. We're going to go with a tileable drain surface.
So what do you see when you're...
It's going to look like just all floor.
So it's floor and then there's a
the
little...
drain is like a grout line
Oh my gosh.
all the way around it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a nice look, but doing them with the tileable drain, it just
Yeah.
it's really sharp.
Is that going to be awkward with the small hexagonal tile that I have? Like, you're going to have to cut little tiny
I might not
pieces?
even use those tiles. I might use an accent tile.
Ah. Were you going to ask me first?
I've done that in the past where I had to put
For the edge?
the floor was a little hexagon.
Right.
Floor. I thought of different ways to do that. It's this piece right here. This is actually a piece that we tile. Tile has to be exactly this width, no
Okay.
wider, or the water won't drain, because this fits by that much on each side.
Oh, I
these
see.
bumpers,
Yeah, I see that.
they center it in the drain. And I just had a brainstorm when you were talking to me. I could tile this wide and then run this whole piece through my tile saw and cut it off flush.
That'd be fancy. That'd be really fancy.
But the thing is I don't like to see cut edge here,
Yeah.
because it can be sharp.
Yeah.
So I usually diamond file the whole edge on both sides, and I infill it with grout so it's all homogenized and it looks like a factory
Right.
piece. A lot of work to them.
I think it's going to be great. And that same thing's going in this shower too.
Yep. This floor is already lowered.
And you lowered this how far?
The depth of the floor thickness, which is
Yep.
approximately an inch.
Right there.
Because then when we put the tile underlayment over this, it should come out real close to the height of the lip on the shower pan.
And then that's going to be the thing that slants.
And that slants,
drain.
and then we put the Dietrich heat sheet over the whole thing, including the shower.
Oh my gosh.
And then we put the wire in, and then we tile it.
That's going to be amazing.
So on this one, it's a different profile. This one's 2 inches.
Oh, gotcha.
First one I did, I had no direction. It was all self-taught.
Really?
I was a little uninvaded.
No YouTube videos either?
No. Well, yeah, a little bit, but now that I've done half a dozen of them or so, it's like,
Yeah. The way you explain it, it makes it easy to understand, so I can tell you understand it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm very comfortable with it now.
And so then the outside work's being done and the electricians are being
Summon.
summoned. Time we tell everybody what it's going to be. We haven't
No,
been
I don't
telling
think we
everyone.
should.
You don't think so?
No.
You want to keep it a secret?
This is going to be a secret.
All right.
I'll put the ladder back in front of it.
Okay.
Fun with balloon construction.
What they did is they framed this and they put a 2x4 on the joists and built the wall up and then infilled the floor. In typical construction today, you put the floor down and then build the walls.
What Randy is explaining is the difference between balloon and platform construction. Balloon construction is what we have here in the Grand Lady. The house is built with one big long stud, and then the floor joists for the second floor are attached to that big long stud. Platform construction uses shorter studs and involves making a floor or a platform over the first floor studs that the second floor studs are placed on to build the second floor wall. Balloon framing was done up until about the 1920s or 30s, and then platform construction took over, mostly because it was less expensive. And a little bit of fire protection is also afforded with platform constructions, and that's what's still done today.
It's got to be so hard to work putting up walls when there's no flooring.
That's true. What do? Just balance on
You
the...
got to walk around on the joists.
Wow. This is still structural
It's all
supportive. Jim and Randy are still finding things to fix structurally in the house. The two of them together are really going to make this house skookum. Some are sistered. Wow.
Some are sistered, some are put in there. It's just to keep everything square, and it helps it from bounce. This is the master bedroom.
You can't say that on my YouTube channel.
Well, you get a lot of furniture and stuff in there. You
Oh,
don't
yeah,
want the
yeah.
floor flexing.
Gotcha.
The armoires, the dressers.
I hear you. All right, this is fabulous. It's just fabulous.
You're
There's
probably
no other
overwhelmed.
word. I'm overwhelmed. Yeah.
And me, it's not enough.
Right. You feel like you're chomping at the bit a little bit today.
Yeah.
Like you want something else to do.
Once upon a time, a carpenter worked here whose quality of work was not acceptable to Lindsay and I, this being prior to Randy, whose work we dearly love. Today, I'm fixing one of the many mistakes that carpenter, who will not be named, made on our grand lady. Here at the left end of the pocket door, you can see a couple of studs that go up just to the right of the brickwork that you can see. And in between them, see that stud that's just coming into view. And you look to the top of it, you see that carpenter cut a piece of new wood, too short, and then bent the stud that's in the middle over to fit underneath what he'd cut, breaking the stud at this knot that's in the 2x4. So it's not very good for structure anymore, and we do need to hold up this corner of the new ceiling of the dining room. So I'm fashioning a splint to reinforce this broken stud so that we'll have good solid support all the way down. To make this repair, I've dug through our scrap and found this old piece of 2x6 that I'm going to put on at a 90-degree angle to the broken stud. That wall was flat framed, that is, the 2x4, instead of being installed this way, perpendicular to the wall, it was installed this way in the original construction. So this face goes against the wall, and it's broken like in the middle of this. So the repair piece is going on at a 90-degree angle. It's going to be like this against that flat framed 2x4. And what I need to do is sculpt this repair splint to the existing broken 2x4 so that it's flush at the top. And since it's broken, if you can imagine, let's see the break. The break is right where my hand is. Everything's parallel to this right down to the break. At the break, it leans out like this. So I've got to find a place where there's a loss of contact as it goes down, and then sculpt this piece so that it will fit against that bent, broken, flat-framed 2x4 stud. That's what's happening next, in theory at least. So I'm going to clamp this piece against the broken piece so that it lays against it at the top, and then I'm going to get out a pencil and a straight edge and mark the contour of the discontinuity after the break. Should be flat. Well, it's got a little knob right here at the knot. It's sitting on the knot, so it's not entirely flush against the upper section. So we've got to reduce that knot so this can sit flat against it. So I don't want to chisel that off because it'll probably loosen the rest of the knot, and then we lose that completely and even further weaken the 2x4. So I'm going to get a rotary sander on a drill and grind the top of that knot off. Okay, that'll sit flat over that knot. Now I'm going to put a straight edge in parallel to this stud below the brake and draw a line on the replacement piece so we see what angle we have to have that replacement piece end up at on the bottom. Alright, now we're going to take our line where this has to bend, and we're going to move that up onto the section where it's going to have to fit against the top portion of that broken stud. So this is 1.5 inches deep at the brake, 13.25 inches long. Take that information. This angle will just be the reverse of this. So now we have a line we're going to cut out of this side of this 2x6. We're going to start here. It's going to come down, rise deep into it here, and then retreat out this way. So off to the table saw. Okay, after a little bit of fine trimming, we have a piece that parallels the broken stud on one side and is close enough that we can attach it some structural screws and some glue and have a repair.
Jim has 3 different kinds of screws he's going to use just because that's what we have on hand. He's going to pre-drill the screws into this repair piece and then glue it to the broken 2x4.
There we have a splinted, repaired broken 2x4.
In last week's video, we told you about our 5-step plan to keep the basement dry. Well, this week it happened. The landscapers came and dug out and regraded the edges of the house about 5 feet out, put in 2 layers of gravel and 2 layers of protective plastic. Here's how they did it. This is a photo of what it looks like after the first rain since this has been done. You can see the water is now draining away from the house and away from the foundation, which is so good. Someone in the YouTube comments asked why we didn't do a French drain.
They're expensive. We'd have to dig around the foundation and go all the way down to below the basement floor on the outside, and then backfill it with gravel on a drain pipe and attach that to the storm drain system. And I don't know for sure how high that is, or how complicated that would be, but anyway, it would, I'm sure, all be expensive. I know the digging would be expensive, and we're not going to have to do that with the system that we're doing right now. We'll shed the water away from the basement wall, and then when we put the gutters on, we'll take it even further out. So our solution will be much less expensive.
And we'll solve the problem
It'll solve the problem.
with all the things together.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, just the little bit that we've done so far has mostly solved the problem. So,
Oh, nice. Thank you.
you're welcome.
And thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.